Camera working? Perfect. Hi, it's me, Curb. You remember me? Probably fucking not. I made a video like 2 months ago. It was an update about the Power Rangers podcast I said I was going to do. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about every fucking thing that's been going on around here. Okay, little quick rundown. The Power Rangers podcast was recorded, and I actually recorded another 2-hour long video with my friend as we reacted to the PlayStation 5 reveal. The audio for both of those, like, fucked itself in the ass. I can't explain what the hell was happening. You couldn't even tell what was going on in the video. The audio was so terrible. So I had to scrap those projects. During that same time, I was planning on making even more content. And that failed horrendously because eventually I ended up getting a job. And so I didn't even have the time nor the motivation to go back and start doing videos. So here I am at like 1:30 in the goddamn morning. I don't even know what to say anymore. But I owe you guys another update. I want to make more content. I told you last time I still want to make content. My problem is, the time and motivation is working against me. However, of course, as you know, I'm still very fucking active on my Instagram, which I've been pumping out so many things. I just finished an event on my Instagram. I just finished my super event where I did sneak peeks, I did a huge tournament, and I even did gauntlet runs, which are some things that I've never even done on my page, because on my page all I've been doing is like 1v1s. And I've eventually gone back to the 1v1s. A little update for that, if you saw my story, or if you just hear YouTube only, some fucking how, I don't even know how you're here from just YouTube. But hey, if you didn't know, I put on my story that I'm actually going to be doing a second event after all of the battles from my first sneak peek are finished. The second event, I've got it planned out a little bit. Me and my homeboy Guts, we're actually working on planning it right now. We're like pulling different ideas. It's like, you know, Breath of the fucking Wild 2 is a bunch of DLC ideas, and that's what they're going to pull in for a sequel. We got a whole bunch of ideas that I have floating around, and I'm just trying to pick out which ones I want to do for the second event, because the first event was a commercial success, so capitalizing on that, or failing to capitalize on that, would be a terrible, terrible decision. So there's that. Power Rangers podcast epically failed. Like, it might be my fault. I got my homeboy Chris, we did it. Basically, since it's never going to end up coming out, we did Leo from Jungle Fury versus Katana from fucking Mortal Kombat, because they're both blue and they have fans. Eventually, we came to the conclusion that it could go either way, but since we're diehard Ranger fans, we ended up saying Leo would win, even though, you know, I'm sure Katana could win somehow. I don't even know. And then we ended up doing Tommy Oliver versus Lloyd the Green Ninja. And we like, Ranger fan aside, we came to the conclusion that Tommy would absolutely just curb stomp this kid. And I can actually go ahead and send you some scaling that I found if you want an answer to how we came to that conclusion. We also ended up recording a video, like I said, the reaction of the PlayStation 5 games and reveal. That the audio for that was so fucking terrible. You couldn't hear our voices. The only thing that you could end up even hearing at all was the actual video. And it was terrible. So I had to scrap that, and by that point I was like, fuck it. I'm just not going to make a video until I get some whim of motivation to do it. I got a job right now. It pays really well. I'm a butcher, by the way. I make really good meat. It's kind of fucking gay. I just said that. Why the fuck did I say that? Anyway, I make good beef. You know, I'm just going to stop telling you about this shit. Okay, yeah, I got a job. I work really well. Pays nice. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that and working on the Instagram page. Everyone loves the Instagram page. Currently, I'm working on trying to make some shit for the next battle. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to make a trailer for it, because the one, I just put out the stats for both Monkey D. Luffy and Popeye. Monkey D. Luffy and Popeye was a interesting battle that I thought I could pull off. Y'all are gonna see why in just a second, because Popeye absolutely curb stomps this fucking monkey. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I thought it could be fair, because they're both like really fucking cartoony. I mean, Popeye obviously more than Luffy, but Luffy is just like, what, immune to blunt force or whatever. So I thought that could be fun. Turns out it's pretty fucking one-sided, and I should have seen it coming, because Popeye's a goddamn cartoon character. So, epic fail there, but you know what? Popeye is actually my second most popular post, like, of all time. My most popular post was Edward Elric, and before that, it was actually, of all people, Ken Masters. I don't like, do you guys really like Street Fighter that much? Like, talk to me if you like Street Fighter, because I fucking love Street Fighter. Like, really, talk to me. Anyways, Edward, my most popular post right now, like weighted in at 173 likes, which I've never actually got. Really, really cool. Just shows that I'm growing on Instagram. I'm definitely growing. This YouTube thing is more like a side thing. I'm not as dedicated to YouTube. I don't want to be that dedicated to YouTube, but I don't want to give up on it. Hence why I'm making a video right now. Oh yeah, I got off topic, but during this time as well, I was able to write a short book about Slender Man. May or may not have gotten him to be so fucking powerful that I'm going to use him as like an instant win button no matter what, if you guys just fucking test me. Yeah, that's a nice little loophole for the creepypasta, is that the intellectual property for any creepypasta is just up in limbo. You can just write a book on it, however you want. Publish it. I got a free publisher to do it. Shit was great. So yeah, all that aside, hopefully, don't trust me on this. I'm telling you guys not to trust me right now. Don't trust me, but I want to make another video. Like, some guy has been asking me to do fucking Shazam versus Meliodas. I'm gonna cover that. Of all fucking battles, I'm gonna do Shazam versus Meliodas. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that because it's so boring. In fact, it's gonna be so short, I'm just gonna go breeze right through it. Like, I hope to do a video where I just do a whole bunch of battles that are common sense, but you guys wanted to see them done anyway. I'm not doing that on my page. I'm not putting that shit on my page. I want to post actual interesting battles on my page. I don't want this, like, stupid-ass shit on my page. Which, I've had some stupid-ass shit on my page before. I'm going to address that in just a second. But yeah, as for a next video, potential next video, we're going to have a bunch of common sense battles and maybe a few battles that are intriguing, I guess. So there's that. Now, I'd like to address something about my Instagram page, because that's where it all started. But how did it start? How did the Instagram page actually start? What was the purpose and motivation behind it? And I'm going to answer a few questions that some of you guys have surprisingly wanted answered. I'm going to go ahead and address those right now. First question is, why did I start scaling? Why did I start doing versus battles? Okay. I've always been that dickhead in fucking science class who's always asking the person next to me, hey, who do you think would win? And just give two people who I think are kind of similar. But the reason I started making, like, a serious effort to find out who would win is because of a very well-known and very unreliable source called Death Battle. You've all heard of Death Battle. I love Death Battle. Not because they're accurate, because it's actually fun to watch. And sometimes I'm like, oh shit, why didn't I think of that matchup? I should have done that matchup. That would have been so fucking cool. Death Battle is horribly unreliable, and it took me forever to realize this. In fact, the reason I started to want to go against them was because I watched Gaara versus Toph. And holy shit, dude. I got into a days-long debate with some of my friends about Gaara versus Toph. I was saying, you guys are so fucking stupid. There's no way in hell Toph could even touch Gaara. No way in hell. That is impossible. And they were like, yeah, well, you forgot she lifted this castle feat. Yeah, that fucking library feat is a city block level feat. That's actually kind of pathetic compared to what Gaara did. And in fact, it took me for fucking ever, but then I started taking it so seriously and I was doing actual research, and I realized, hey, holy shit, this is fun. You know, actually doing research to prove why I'm right. And being better than Death Battle. In fact, that's what ultimately pushed me. Is I wanted to be better than Death Battle. Not more popular than Death Battle. I don't want to handle all that fame right now. Okay, I don't have the fucking time for that. I just wanted to be better than Death Battle. Because so many pages on Instagram, so many battle pages on Instagram are fucking lazy, dude. They just throw up a half-baked picture of two characters and say, hey, you guys in the comments, decide who will win. And it leads to some of the most brain-dead debates I've ever fucking seen. And I was like, no, this isn't what we're doing. Death Battle actually goes through some effort to research. They research both people, and it's inaccurate, and I can't entirely fault them for not being completely accurate. In fact, some people spend years, like 2 years or something, like building theories for like one character alone. So for Death Battle to be under this crunch time to get the amount of research they need sometimes doesn't let them get all the proper research they need. But that's not to defend them entirely, because sometimes they have gone out of their fucking way to just blatantly ignore shit. I can't tell you everything going through my head right now, but you know, if you've seen them, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. They just like straight up ignore this shit. They don't believe in the dimensional tier theory, and to be honest, I don't think it should be applied all the time. There are some holes in the dimensional tiering theory for fiction, but they just completely fucking ignore so many feats. So my purpose to be a scaler and for Curb's anime battles is I wanted to be better than Death Battle, which I think I'm doing just fine. In fact, I've actually been willing to admit that I was wrong about some of the battles and scaling that I've done. You will never catch me say that every single thing that I scale is 100% accurate, because, to be honest, I'll admit it, it's not always accurate. And I can admit it. So, this brings me into what I want to talk about next about my page, is, do I think I'm always right? No. I don't think I'm always right. I think I want to be right. I want to be better than Death Battle, and I clearly do more research than Death Battle. And I've went through some really rough things in my page, in my research. At the beginning of my fucking scaling career, I was absolute dog shit. I can admit it right now. I got things right on accident. And clearly, when I was scaling shit, I fucked it up because I discovered Versus Battle Wiki, and I thought that this shit was just fact. And I eventually did some shit for the Versus Battle Wiki. I had my own account on there, and I was doing scales for it. I was actually trying to get some upgrades for Beyblade, actually. And then eventually, I quit. It was like a few months into me doing Versus Battle Wiki that I quit, because I realized just how shitty it was on that page and how unreliable that it was. It's not that all of it is inaccurate, but it's incomplete to the point of misdirection. So I did end up stop doing the Versus Battle Wiki shit, and now I try to do most of the shit myself. I occasionally do find myself going there to get an idea of what I'm looking for. Time and time again, though, I find myself thinking, no fucking way. I do scan their respect threads, because they link respect threads, and sometimes I look at the respect threads that they send, and I admit it, I do end up copying and pasting shit that they've said, because I feel like sometimes when I copy and paste it, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's not that I'm a scammer, it's just part of research. These people know more than I do. So, the only scaling that I claim to do 100% by myself, without any outside help, any website, or any research, okay, it is research, but I do it myself, is Beyblade and Creepypasta. That's what I do by myself. I do Beyblade and Creepypasta, and I would say He-Man. I would say He-Man because I'm a He-Man specialist, but I ended up stumbling upon that type of scaling. Someone else did it before me, but I like to expand upon it and theorize about it. So, yes, He-Man is one of my specialties. Like, if you see a fucking tournament, I slap the He-Man on him. Bet you motherfuckers didn't know he was that powerful, huh? So, I guess, no. If you ask me, do I think I'm completely accurate? No. I do research. I do scan respect threads. I do ask people that I know who have a specialty in the certain scaling that I need. I do ask them, and that's why I tag people. That's why I credit people in my posts. That's what I do. I haven't done I've done one Beyblade battle so far, and I ended up having to revise the stats on that because I was learning the terminology of scaling, which, you can't really go ahead and ask someone because you might get flamed because they're like, yeah, you're a dumbass, get out of here. You just kind of have to read between the lines. You have to watch people debate. You just watch them do that, read between the lines, and then boom, you're a scaler now. Because not many people are very nice in the scaling community. People are dickheads about debating. You know what I mean, or at least you should. There are some nice people, but by the time I found them, I pretty much got what I needed to know. I'm still learning. This whole page, I like to think of, is just a journey. The whole page is a journey for me. And I'm sharing the journey with you. I am not biased in the battles that I do. In fact, one of my favorite anime is Hunter x Hunter. And I noticed this the other day, but every single Hunter x Hunter character I've ever used lost. Not a single Hunter x Hunter character I've ever used has won a battle or even come close. They've all lost. Which, I guess, upsets me. But someone pointed out, hey, at least that proves you're not biased. Which, yeah, I'm not really that biased. People have tried to, in the past, claim that I was biased when it was two people I don't fucking know. Like, people were trying to shit on me for my battle when I did Yami versus Escanor, when it was actually a little more obvious that they were biased. They were super fucking biased for Escanor, that they just couldn't see through. Like, that one, I can admit, the scaling has changed for, but for what I found, still remains the same. Yami is entirely faster and just can negate his durability. GG easy. I didn't give a shit about either of them. I just recently started watching Black Clover again. I think it's a okay-ish show. So, I guess let me start wrapping it up then, because this video's become longer than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, this page is a journey. This is my journey of becoming a better scaler. I'm not gonna restart. I'm going to keep all of my mistakes on the page, and you'll see why. I'm going to keep my mistakes. I'm going to admit that they were wrong. I'm going to admit that I'm trying to get better. I'm not the best scaler, but I'm better than Death Battle. I can tell you that. So, thank you, actually, for anyone who's supported me for as long as you have. I started this in October. We're all the way to July. I've almost hit 1,000 followers. I don't deserve it. I can fully admit I don't deserve it. I'm like one of the least humble people you'll ever meet as well. I'm not very humble, but I think this whole experience has humbled me a bit, because the only thing I take pride in is the amount of research that I do. And if someone claims I haven't done research, I will be very mean about it, because I do research, but I can admit that it's wrong. But when you claim I don't do research, I am mean. I'm sorry. This experience has humbled me. I have met incredible people like my homeboy Guts, my dude Aaron, my fucking homie Chris, man. I fucking love these guys, man. You guys are some of the best fucking people I've ever met on Instagram. Just from me posting 1v1 battles, I've met some of the coolest people ever. So, thank you all that I've just mentioned for helping me. Because you guys have helped me better than anyone. Better than the likes and the follows. Is the people that I've been able to interact with the most. So that about concludes it for this video. So just a recap. An event will be coming after I've done all the sneak peeks. I want to get a new video out. And I want you guys to keep requesting, because my list is running shorter and shorter. I haven't been thinking up many new battles. And sometimes I might have to just go back to what I was doing before and just doing any old request, which I don't want to end up doing. I need good requests. So, thank you for watching. I'm going to put this out there. I love you all. I'm not a man of hate. I really do love you all. Just please be patient with me as I'm learning and doing my best, okay? Because I really do love you all. Even the ones who are so fucking mean and proud and hate-filled, there's still some good in you guys. There really fucking is. And you know, you had your reasons to start. I have my reasons to start. We're not that different. We want to be right. Let's help each other be right. That's all I have to say. I love you all. Thank you for watching. And I hope to see you guys in another video. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Adios, amigos.